Alright guys, welcome to the second episode of Buried Treasures. Today it is sort of a tribute to my favorite love story out there, and it's the love story of two people, Jesse and Celene. I'm not a romantic in any way, but I was suggested a movie not long ago by a friend of mine which I had no idea existed, and his excitement towards the idea of the film made me want to watch it. I missed the name of the film the first time he said it, so I asked him again. Bro, what's it called? He said, Before Sunrise. Then he continued, and there are two more movies that follow, and I was like, what? Really? And he said, yeah man, Before Sunset and Before Midnight. Then I went, oh damn. So not long after he suggested the film to me, I had a laptop in front of me looking for online links to stream the film. Spoiler alert, I found the link. So I started watching Before Sunrise. It's a super basic plot on paper and doesn't need a lot of explanation, as most of the movie is basically two people talking to each other while walking around and exploring Vienna. Now a lot of people won't be up for watching this film for that exact reason. That is just walking around and talking. But let me stop you right there. Although this film involves a lot of dialogue between the two characters, which I have to admit, could get a little monotonous at times, it knows when to stop and move in silence. Before Sunrise shows us the journey of how two strangers meet each other, develop a connection, and eventually get close to each other in a span of 12 hours. The movie is successful in translating the initial feelings that a person feels when meeting someone for the very first time. It expresses the excitement and the thrill of opening up to a person you feel a connection with. For a movie in which not a great deal is going on the screen apart from two people talking about life, love, relationships and their past experiences, it does a great job at pulling us into the world of the two characters, and I think that's probably because of the nature of the two characters. Jesse and Celene are smart, passionate and charming people. Jesse a romantic disguised as a cynic. On the other hand, there's Celene who is also romantic, albeit with a few doubts of her own. The fact that they're ordinary people who are going through life, discussing their perspectives and sharing each other's opinion on topics that at one time you might have thought of as well, makes the whole experience of watching the film a memorable one. Jesse and Celene are a different set of people in each film, facing different situations, as the two films following the first installment have 9 years between them. The first film has Jesse and Celene as these two very romantic people who are at a point in life where they're still figuring out and accepting aspects of their life.
You know, I believe if there's any kind of God, it wouldn't be in any of us. Not you or me, but just this little space in between. If there's any kind of magic in this world, it must be in the attempt of understanding someone, sharing something.
Before Sunset takes us 9 years later, and they're now people who talk about their work, world problems, and are in the middle of catching up with each other after being apart for nearly a decade.
So I read in that article that you're married with a kid. That's great.
Yeah, he's 4.
What's his name?
Henry, little Hank. He's so much fun.
Oh, wow, I'm sure. And your wife, what does she do?
She teaches elementary school. Do you have kids?
Yes, 2. Oh, shit!
What?
I left them in the car with the windows up. It was 6 months ago. You think they're okay?
And Before Midnight, which is 9 years further into their story, the couple is now married and faces a different set of problems.
The not so funny part of the closet macho, okay, is that today, after we drop Henry off, he tells me that even though I have an offer for an amazing job, he wants me to throw it all away and move to Chicago.
That's not what I said.
Yes,
I said
so
I
we
missed
can
him. You were
babysit every
expressing
other
something you
weekend
felt
for
conflicted
his
about, and I did the same. I
ex-wife.
thought I was in a relationship.
Hey, you guys.
And this is exactly why the trilogy is extremely unique. It feels as if everything is taking place in real time, and is essentially a study of time, much like Boyhood, another film that Richard Linklater directed. I don't want to get too much into the details of this film because I want you to watch it and experience it for yourself. But there are a variety of different ways in which a person could relate to these films, as these films could be a reflection of where you are in your life right now. That's why I feel that these films could be relatable to people from any generation, be it a teenager or a person in his or her 80s. If you've ever endured a romantic relationship of any kind, then you might feel a different kind of connect from a person who is, for example, going through a breakup. Point being, it is subjective the way you relate with these films. And I bet trying to, take a script from the paper and bring it to life on a screen is a very difficult skill. And I think Richard Linklater and the people who worked on this film with him did a fabulous job at giving us some of the most iconic and eye-catching scenes in this particular genre. The filmmaking feels delicate, well thought and unique, and never once feels out of place or edgy. People who watch this trilogy know that it is a love story of two people over time and their journey of self-fulfillment and self-discovery with a significant other. But I don't think it might have been quite as possible to bring it out on the screen as beautifully as they did without the two actors playing them. Ethan Hawke and Julie Delpy. Both of them feel like they were born to play this part. Ethan Hawke makes his performance look so effortless. Makes creepy and narcissistic statements not so with his charm. And Judy Delpy's expressions and demeanor gave the conversations a brighter look and feel to it. So finally, why do I love this trilogy so much and want you guys to watch it so badly? So I was fortunate not to wait 9 years to watch what happened next in the lives of Jesse and Celene. For me, I watched all three of them at a stretch, and while I was watching it, I couldn't stop thinking about how they were gonna decide to end the trilogy. I mean, in which direction were they going to take it next? And although there's not a lot going on the screen, there's still a lot going on. You know, does that make sense? So I kept watching it till the end of the trilogy, and when it did end, I was super satisfied the way it ended. Suddenly, you know, it all seemed complete, like a full circle, and that's exactly why I love this trilogy so much. That it is super real and doesn't fantasize or daydream a situation ever. You know, you might not like it, but you have to accept it and just keep going, just like life, you know. Not trying to be philosophical or anything, but yeah, the trilogy shows us phases a relationship and the people in the relationship go through and what it does to the people in it in a very deep and real sense, which I haven't seen anywhere before. And yeah, that's why since then I've watched this trilogy thrice, and I'm looking forward to watching it many more times. And I hope with this video I've encouraged you guys to at least give the first part a try, and you know, you can take it from there. So yeah guys, this has been the video, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, because it could, you know, help my channel, and share with your friends if you enjoyed it. Yep, that's about it. Alright, peace.